Good day everyone, my name is James Pugata and today I'm going to discuss to you the chapter 1 entitled The Philippines Fire Problem. In the Philippines, thousands of lives and billions worth of property are lost every year because of fires often caused by negligence and sheer apathy of its consequences. Despite of continuous fire prevention campaign of the authorities, Filipinos has an adage that encapsulates the destruction and misfortune from being a victim of fire. So the fire incidents in the Philippines have cost thousands of lives and billions worth of property every year, and it's often caused by negligence of the people in the community and have suffered its consequences, which is very devastating and a horror consequences to every family. And the Filipinos has its sayings that mas mabuti pang manakawan kaysa masunugan. And let's take a look to the following news, which is very good example of a incident fire. So, the number of fire incidents in the first 2 months of 2022 rose by almost 13% as compared to the previous year. According to the Bureau of Fire Protection, a total of 2,103 fire incidents were recorded in January and February, an increase of 12.9% from only 1,863 incidents in the same period in 2021. So the rise in fire incidents is attributed to the easing of restrictions due to the improved coronavirus situation in the country. More people have become careless in using electrical connections for long hours, which resulted in total disregard of fire safety and measures. In short, in the year 2022, the fire incidents in the Philippines have increased. So from year 2021, which only has a total of fire incidents of 1,863, in 2022, it has recorded a total of 2,103 fire incidents. So it is also said that it is due to the improved coronavirus situation in the country. So it makes the people more become neglectful and careless and using their electrical connections or appliances, which resulted in total disregard of fire safety that caused a fire incident to occur. With 94 fire incidents in just the first 4 days of the Fire Prevention Month in 2022, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, the DILG, urged the public to be more vigilant in exercising fire safety protocols to prevent damage to properties and loss of lives. These 94 fire incidents that were recorded nationwide on March 1 to 4 incurred more than 20.4 million pesos worth of damage to properties and killing 7 individuals nationwide. And according to the local officials, 8 people have died, including 6 children, after a fire tore through scores of homes near the Philippines capital Manila. The blaze, which started around 5 local time on Monday, also destroyed 80 homes. It started on the second floor of a house in a crowded settlement inside the sprawling campus of University of the Philippines in Quezon City. It took nearly 2 hours to extinguish the blaze. The fire spread quickly that victims were unable to escape their homes. So the Bureau of Fire Protection responded to 2 fire incidents reported in Quezon City on Saturday, June 4, 2022. The first fire incident was reported at 11:31 a.m. in the Barangay Ramon Magsaysay. The fire started at the ceiling of one house in Cavite, corner Antique streets. The BFP raised the first alarm and was able to put out the fire by noontime. The second fire incident affected a residential area along a Bonifacio Avenue in Barangay Pag-ibig, Sanayon. It was first reported at 12:15 p.m. The BFP placed the fire under control at 12:29 p.m. then declared fire out at 12:35 p.m. So this news shows how a fire incident devastating, and the fire spreads very quickly, especially if the establishment are made of solids or materials that are very sensitive and reactive to a fire. For example, a wood material. So if it is not being stopped or put out as soon as possible, then it may have caused lives of people, properties, and so on, just like what the news in here that is being set as an example. So, Philippines fire situation by numbers. According to the BFP Accomplishment Report of 2011, the period covering January to December 2021, BIF responded to 12,850 fire incidents nationwide, which is 10.88%, lower from 14,420 incidents during the same period of 2020. So the estimated amount of property damages for 2021 is 4.488 billion pesos, which is 17.94% higher than 3.805 billion of 2022. So the structural type of occupancy with recorded data of 7.732 fire incident increased to 8.778% against 7,108 on 2020. Non-structural is 35.80% and transport vehicle fires is 7.08%. So in short, the property and the fire cases incidents in the year 2021 have increased a lot from 2020. So in the categories of structural type of occupancy, recorded the data of 7.732 fire incidents to 8.77%, and non-structural is 35.80%, and transport vehicle fires is 7.08%. Residential fires top the list of having 5,610 or equivalent to 8.42% higher than 2020's 5.174, followed by the mercantile and storage type of correspondingly with a total of 617 and 378. So you can see in the table in the structural and the transport and vehicle fires have increased compared to the non-structural, and the total numbers of fire incidents have decreased in December 2021. So in this table, it shows you the track and records of the top 5 most common causes for 2020 as per record of Bureau of Fire Protection were due to electrical ignition caused by arcing with 1,647 cases, which is followed by the electrical ignition caused by loose connection with 972 cases, fire incidents caused by open flame from cooking LPG gas stove with 737 cases, smoking lighted cigar or pipe with 628, and fire incidents caused by electrical ignition caused by overloading with 931 cases. So in the table 4, based on the consolidated classification of fire cases nationwide, the accidental recorded the highest cases with 9,521 or equivalent to 26.81% from last year's 13.10, while negligent acts classification has the lowest number with 1 case and 99.0% only. So in the table 5, these fire incidents rendered 45 firefighters injured and no casualty, while civilian casualties there are 326 fatalities and 835 reportedly injured fatalities, and injuries increased this year comparing to last year's cases is equivalent to 28.85% and 15.81% respectively. Fire Prevention Month in the Philippines. March is the National Fire Prevention Month in the Philippines by virtue of Presidential Proclamation number 115-A issued in 1966 by then President Ferdinand E. Marcos, and also according to the Presidential Proclamation number 360 of 1989 by then President Corazon C. Aquino, declaring March of every year as Burn Prevention Month. March is one of the hottest months of the year when incidents of disaster-related fires seems to rise. The goal of fire prevention is to raise awareness and preparedness in preventing and responding to fire incidents. It is a proactive method of preventing fire-based emergencies and reducing the damage caused by them. So the Fire Prevention Month in the Philippines was established by the late President Ferdinand E. Marcos by the virtue of Presidential Proclamation number 115-A, which is issued in the year 1966, and also according to Presidential Proclamation number 360 of 1988 by the late President Corazon C. Aquino, which declares that March of every year as Burn Prevention Month. So the month of March is regarded as the hottest month of the year because in this month they said that, or the statistics prove that in the month of March the chance or the potential fire incident cases have become doubled, or have become more, increased in chances of appearing. So the very goal of the fire prevention in the Philippines is to raise awareness and preparedness, and applying a proactive method instead of reactive method, in order to respond to emergencies quickly and reduce the damage that the fire incidents may have caused as much as possible. So the Bureau of Fire Protection, as the government agency mandated to prevent and suppress all kinds of destructive fires, investigate its causes, enforce fire-related laws, and provide emergency medical and rescue services, shall anchor all the activities for the Fire Prevention Month towards fire safety at home by introducing innovative programs and activities leading towards motivating the public to take fire safety as everyone's concern. So the very function or purpose of the Bureau of Fire Protection is to mandate in order to prevent and suppress all kinds of destructive fires, and also investigates the causes of the fire incidents on the area, and also they have the authority to enforce fire related laws and provide emergency medical and rescue services. And also the Fire Prevention Month, or the Bureau of Fire Protection, have introduced and provide programs and series of activities which can motivate the people of the community to take fire safety serious and to take fire safety as everyone's concern.
Causes of fires in the Philippines. The causes of fire ranges from human error to natural occurrences. Here are some of the most common causes of fire in the Philippines. 1. Electrical overloading. An electric overload occurs when too much current passes through electric wires. The wires heat and can melt. With the risk of starting a fire, it is an excessive current relative to the normal operating current, but one which is confined to the normal conductive path of the circuit. Overloads are often between 1.35 and 6 times the normal current level. When a circuit is overloaded, the plasticizers is in the insulation are vaporized over a long period, and the insulation becomes brittle. Ang electric overloading daw ay kapag ang daloy ng kuryente sa isang circuit ay mas mataas kaysa sa kaya nitong suportahan. Kapag labis ang kasulukuyang dumadaloy, nagiging sanhi ito ng sobrang init or overheat. Ang sobrang init na ito ay maaaring tunawin ang kawad na kuryente or insulation na kalaunan ay pwedeng magdulot ng sunog. Ikadua, natay types of electrical overloading. Ang una, temporary overloads or transients are overloads that are usually caused by temporary starting currents that occur during the motor start up or transformer energization. This is not harmful to circuit of components as the associated temperature rise in minimal. Temporary overloads or transits. Ito ay mga panandaliang pagtataas ng kasalukuyang kuryente, kadalasan nangyayari sa pagsisimula o pag-andar ng mga motor. Example, kapag binuksan mo ang refrigerator o air conditioner, karaniwan ay sandali lang ang pagtaas ng kuryente at babalik din ito sa normal. Ikadua, continuous overloads can result from defective motors or too many loads connected to one circuit that does not last long enough to damage electrical system. Components such as conductors, this damage may eventually lead to severe fault events such as fires if the overload is not interrupted. Continuous overloads, kani ay mga pangmatagalan na overload kung asa tuloy-tuloy na lampas sa normal na kapasidad ng circuit ang daloy ng kuryente. Maaari itong mangyari kung may sira o worn out na bahagi ng appliances o kung masyadong marami at malakas na ang appliances na sabay-sabay nakasaksak sa isang circuit. An overload must be cut off protection devices before they damage the circuit. Fuses and circuit breakers protect a circuit against current overloads. The overloaded circuit is in an electrical system is dangerous because it can produce heat. Wires and other component in electrical system have a maximum amount of current they can carry safely. When an overload occurs, the electrical current will hit the wires and it could cause a fire. Unsaon para maiwasan ang electrical overloading, magamit daw mo tamang rating ng fuse o circuit breaker para iwasan po ang pagsabay-sabay o gamit sa high watt weightage na appliances sa isa ka outlet at panatilihin na sa maayos na kondisyon ang mga cable at kagamitan.
Causes of electric overload. Electric overload happens when too many electricity flows through a circuit, which can cause overheating and fire. Common causes sa nila kay too many devices plug in and using too many appliances on the same circuit. So ikaduha kay faulty wiring. Ang faulty wiring kay all damage or poor quality wiring. Ikatulo, short circuits when wires touch and create a surge of electricity. Kaupat, wrong fuse or breaker. Using a fuse or breaker that doesn't stop excess current. Ikalima, overload extension cords. Plugging in too many high power devices. Ikaunom, faulty appliances. I-damage appliances drawing too much power. 7, ikalas kay power surge or lightning. Sudden spikes of electricity. Warning signs of an overloaded electrical circuit. So here are warning signs of an overloaded electrical circuit. Number 1, flickering or dimming lights. So ang flickering or dimming lights kay lights may flicker or get dim when using appliances. Number 2, warm or hot outlets and switches. Outlets or switches feel hot to touch. So ikatulo, burning smell. Ang burning smell kay mo na siya ang smell nga sunog siya og plastic or sunog siya wire. Number 4 kay buzzing sound. Unusual buzzing or crackling noises from outlets or switches. Number 5, frequently tripping breakers. Kana na siya kanang circuit breakers keep shutting off. Number 6, sparks or shocks. Mo ni siya ang small sparks or shocks when pulling in devices. Number 7 kay melted or discolored outlets. So mo ni siya ang signs of heat damage around sa outlets. Electrical short circuit. Electrical short circuit happens when electricity takes an ununited shortcuts bypassing the normal path of the circuit. This usually occurs when live or hot and neutral wires touch, causing a sudden surge of current. So mga causes nila kay damaged wires, loose connections, water or moisture in electrical system, overloaded circuits, faulty appliances. So ang danger ani kay can cause fires, may result in electric shocks, can damage electrical devices. Tapos ang prevention nila can use circuit breaker or fuse or regularly check for damaged wires. Pwede sad avoid overloaded outlets, keep water away from electrical sources.
The causes of short circuits, signs of a short circuit, and how to find and fix short circuits. First is the causes of short circuit. First causes ani vermin or pests chewing through wires. Sa ning mga vermins siya mga ilaga, kaning pests kay pwede siya mga amigas, mga uk-uk nga mag-chew through sa mga wires. Una siya maka-cause siya hazard kay ma-expose ang mga electrical wires. Pwede siya mag-cause of overheat or sparks. Next is water or other fluids coming into contact with electrical wiring. Kani siya mga possible na yung mga linya dool sa lababo or mga electrical wirings na nalubog sa baha. Next is loose connection in an electrical cable sheeting. Possible kanang mga overuse na mga linya, mga possible mga extension wires nagbira-bira ninyo. Abot yun ang time na mag-loose ang kapit sa wire. Next is build-up surges of electricity. Kani siya, pwede siya makos sa mga fluctuation sa voltage sa linya or possible mga naika ng kilat. Next is sign of a short circuit. First is the previous short circuits. Kani siya, makabantay ka pag kanang linya naagi siya short circuit. Possible kanang sa mga switches or kanang sa mismong wire na siya mga itom-itom. Manimaho po na siya ng bahog sunog or kanang ng sunog na plastic. Next is ongoing short circuit. Kani siya kay possible na sa balay na to naman tayo mga breaker. Anang purpose ng breaker kung may mga sudden na fluctuation sa kurente, mag-switch off na siya ang atong kurente sa balay. Kani isa po na siya ilanan na nag-short circuit na linya. Isa po sa bantayan na to, pwede po ka makadungog og kanang mga zapping na sound or kanang makita kag mga linya naga-spark. How to find and fix short circuits. First is isolate circuit. Pangitaon nimo ang linya nga ginadudahan nimo nga nag-short circuit. Mo to ang itong sa last slide. Pangitaon nimo ba na yung linya nga bahog sunog or kanang naitom-itom. Next is make circuit safe to work on. Kani katong mention ako circuit breaker. Pag magtrabaho kag mga linya, as much as possible, palungon jud nimo ang circuit breaker para makaiwas ka sa electrocution. Next is list devices. Now, kung nakakabit ka sa ana ng linya, sabayon nimo ang mga nakakonektaan na devices kay possible kana mga devices na nakakonekta ana na linya kay nangadaot or kaniya mga fuses badara. Next is, examine mo ang mga device. Examine devices. Check na mo kung na mga nasunog po siya na plastic or kanang sayang wirings. Pasignay ka nang nibuto na fuse, kay delikado po na siya sa short circuit. Next is look inside devices, practical checks. Check mo yung mga wirings, matuingon kung na itom-itom, na bahog sunog. Next is check cables in attics. Kani siya, atong sa first slide na to, kung naikinit-kitan ang linya. Better, kung naikinit-kitan, possible, ang lain doon na linya na po ikinit-kitan sa mga ilaga. Better, i-check na lang din ninyo tanang linya. That's all, guys. Thank you.
Now, number 3 is the incendiarism. Now, when we talk about incendiarism, it refers to the deliberate act of setting fire to property with malicious intent. And of course, this can involve the use of chemicals, bombs, or the other means to initiate a fire. Now, for example, someone may set fire to a building, no, to collect or insurance money out of or with the use of revenge, no, just like for example, kung ikaw ay gumagawa ng karahasan sa iba, ginagamitan mo ng fire or the explosives or bombs, no, para mag-set of fire sa ibang property. So that's what we call the incendiarism. Now, the next one is the open flames. Now, what is the open flames? When we talk about open flames, it is such as the unattended candles or kerosene lamps near from the flammable materials. Now, of course, that pose significant risk skills. Now, it's similarly like leaving cooking unattended. So, in leaving cooking unattended, it also can lead the fire, you know? Kasi nga, for example, nagluluto ka at saka pinabayaan mo yung niluluto mo. So, may possibility na mag-cause siya ng fire. It's because you leave it unattended. Now, the next one is the liquefied petroleum gas. Now, what is the liquefied petroleum gas or the LPG? Now, it is the flammable foil that composed mainly of propane and butane. So, of course, it's produced during the natural gas, processing oil, refining. Now, the LPG is widely used for heating and of course for cooking. No, kaya nga for LPG or sa bahay pa natin may, for example, gasol. Gasol is the best example of LPG, that which yun yung mga ginagamit natin pag luluto. No, so the LPG also can also cause a fire if you use it unattended. No, so that's what we call liquefied petroleum gas. Now, the next one is the fireworks. Now, what is fireworks? Fireworks involve the chemical reactions such as the oxidation and reduction now to create stunning displays. Now, however, they also can contain hazardous materials like oxidizers requiring safe handling. Now, for example, in the Burmans or in a Christmas days, in a Christmas days or the New Year days, may gumagamit tayo ng mga fireworks. Siguro hindi naman sa inyo. Yung fireworks is yun mga paputok, no? Paputok na ginagamit pag celebrate for example, nag-celebrate tayo for the next year, gumagamit ng fireworks. So yung fireworks is yun din yung nag-cause ng fire if we use it na wala tayong proper safety na ginagamit. So mag-cause siya ng fire. Now, that's the fireworks. Now, the next one is the spontaneous ignition. Now, what is the spontaneous ignition? When we talk about spontaneous ignition, it occurs when materials oxidize, generating heat faster than it dissipates, no, leading to combustion. Now, for example, what we call the improperly stored oil gas, rags can heat and ignite without an external spark. Not just like, for example, in spontaneous ignition. Sa probinsya namin, sa Palayan, mayroon kaming mga dayami. So, yung dayami, for example, yung dayami sa amin is mayroon siyang tinatawag natin na langis, yung langis. For example, if na sobrang init na, yung dayami kasi namin pag nagkaroon siya ng langis, pag sobrang init na is nagkukos siya ng fire. Yun, nagkukos siya ng fire kahit hindi mo linagyan ng fire. It's because of heat, and the langis sa amin is yun, nagkukos siya ng fire. Now, the next one is the improper disposal of cigarette butts. So the improper disposal of cigarette butts can also ignite fires, which run in trash bins or areas with dry leaves. So just like for example, ikaw nag-UC ka, and then kahit saan mo lang tinatapon yung mga UC mo, kahit sa mga or one day natapon mo yung cigarette mo sa papel. So of course, because of heat sa cigarettes, pwede siyang mag-cause into fire. So kaya nga, to prevent this situation, you should need to put your cigarette butts into the proper trash bin, so that it can't cause or it can't harm us to make a fire.
The Bureau of Fire Protection. The Bureau of Fire Protection kay sila ang responsible sa pag-prevent o pagpalong sa mga destructive fires, o sila po ang nag-iimbestiga sa mga causes sa mga hinungdan sa sunog, o also nag-enforce sa fire code or other related laws, o nag-respond po sa mga man-made o mga natural disasters o ang other emergencies sa ato ang nasud Pilipinas.
Republic Act 6975.
Republic Act 6975 or the Department of Interior and Local Government Act of 1990 or DILG. So, kani nga act kay nag-establish sa Philippine National Police under a reorganized Department of Interior and Local Government. So, kani nga act pod ang nagbuhat sa Bureau of Fire Protection or BFP. Mandate and functions of BFP. So, the following are mandates and functions of BFP according to Section 54 of RA 6975. So, first is be responsible of the for the prevention and suppression of all destructive fires. So, sila ang responsible sa pag-prevent o pagpalong sa mga destructive fires sa mga building, houses, and other structures. So, also sa forest, sila po ang responsible. O so, responsible po sila sa mga barko o mga pantalan, o sa mga petroleum industry installations, o plane crashes, o sa mga uban nga similar activities. Responsible po sila sa enforcement of the Fire Code of the Philippines or the PD 1185 and other related laws. Og also napod sila power to investigate sa mga hinungdan sa sunog og mag-file og mga proper complaint sa city or sa mga provincial prosecutor nga na jurisdiction kun sa kaso. Og also sa panahon sa national emergency, dapat na sila kauban ang presidente o mag-assist sila sa AFP. Na sila ang BFP mo assist sa AFP sa panahon sa national emergency. Also, napoy shall establish at least one fire station with adequate personnel, firefighting facilities, and equipment in every provincial capital, city, and municipality, subject to standard depart rules and regulations as may be promulgated by the DILG. So dapat sa isa ka fire station na sila'y mga personnel nga gnamit ang standard. Sa isa ka firefighter og also pod kompleto ilang gamit og ilahang mga facilities sa municipal o sa city nga gimugna sa DILG. So, rank classification. The rank classification of the members of the BFP are
as follows: RA 6975 of Section 58. So first is Director, next is Chief Superintendent, next is Senior Superintendent, fourth is Superintendent, fifth is Chief Inspector, next is Senior Inspector, next is Senior Fire Officer 4, next is Senior Fire Officer 3, Senior Fire Officer 2, and Senior Fire Officer 1. Next is Fire Officer 3, and next is Fire Officer 2, and lastly the Fire Officer 1.
Organizational structure of PFP. According to RA 6975, Fire Bureau shall be headed by a chief assisted by a deputy chief, shall be composed of provincial office, directed office, and city or municipal stations. In organizational structure of BFP, the provincial level shall be head office of provincial fire marshal and implements the policies, plans, and programs of the department, monitor and evaluate. Under the organization structure of BFP, the Memorandum Circular Number 2019/002, the organizational structure of BFP, NHQ, and PPB, or Bureau of Fire Protection, National Headquarters, Personnel, Planning, and Budget. Under the BFP, NHQ, and PPB, there must be chairperson, deputy of chief for administration, vice chairperson, chief directorial staff, members, director for human resources development, director for personnel and records management, director for intelligence and investigation, director for information and communications technology management, director for operations, director for plans, director for fire safety and enforcement, director for controllership, director for logistics. Headed Secretary, Chief Human Resources Management Division, members, Chief Personnel Placements Section. In regional PPB, there must be a chairperson, assistant regional director for administration, vice chairperson, assistant regional director for operation, members, regional chief of staff, chief of operations division, chief logistic division, head secretary, chief administrative division, members, chief human resources management station. In district provincial PPB, there must be chairperson, chief administrative branch, vice chairperson, chief operation branch, members, chief moral and welfare section, chief intelligence and investigation section, chief logistic section, secretary, chief personnel section. In Republic Act Number 9263, or Bureau of Fire Protection and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology Profession Act of 2004, signed by the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on March 10, 2004. An act that provides for the professionalization of the Bureau of Fire Protection and the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. In minimum qualification of BFP uniform personnel, or the minimum requirement of uniform personnel. First, you are a citizen of the Philippines. Second, you have a good moral character. Third, must have passed the psychiatric and psychological drug and physical test for purpose of determining his or her physical and mental health. Fourth, must pass the baccalaureate degree for recognized institution of learning. Fifth, must pass the appropriate civil service eligibility. Sixth, must not have dishonorably discharged or dismissal for case from previous employment. Fifth, must not have convicted by final judgment of an offense or crime involving moral. 8 must be at least 1.62 cm for boys, and for girls must be at least 1.57 cm. And 9 must weigh not more than less 5 kilograms for the standard weight corresponding to his or her height, age, and sex.